Hello, today we're going to talk about the 5 best mods for your motorcycle under 25 euros. Let's start! Number 5. 90-degree valves for your tires. These valves save you a lot of trouble every time you go to put air in your tires. It is a bit of a pain in the sometimes to put air because you don't have a good enough angle or the thing is just too straight. This one costed me around 25 euros. You can get them a little bit cheaper. Just keep in mind it's best if they go inside of your tire rims and they're put from the inside of the tire for safety reasons, because otherwise someone can steal them if you just screw them on. So I actually put mine on the workshop when I asked them to change my tires. So keep this in mind. If you choose to get ones that are put from the outside, they're easier to mount and they're cheaper, but they're also easier to steal. And also they don't look as cool, of course. Number 4. Crash bangs or crash mushrooms. Here we call them mushrooms because they look like a mushroom. Basically they're small bumpers that overextend over the limit of your motorcycle, and they help you protect if you drop it. Such as if you drop your motorcycle, you hit the bumps first on the floor, so you protect a lot of the damage that otherwise your bike would sustain. I know what you're asking, but Johnny, isn't this under 25 euros? Yes, but each of them costed less than 25 euros, and this is a really good mod that I recommend everyone to use. They range widely in terms of size, protection they offer, the price they cost as well, of course. And I actually recommend people that have especially bigger motorcycles to get those bigger iron cages. We call them matacabras, which is like goat killers. They look like bumpers you use on a tall SUV. I guess you call them crash bars. And these ones offer you a lot more protection. They're really nice, but of course they're also a lot more expensive. So in my opinion, this is a no-brainer, a must-have for your bike. Even if you drop your bike just once in 10 years, which is really very common unless you just don't use your bike at all, they already paid for themselves. So it's just one drop. How much does it cost to replace your handbreaker or your side mirror or whatever? Another good bonus about it is that you can use them to mount, for example, your action camera or extra bags, like those small bags, or extra lights. Many adventure bike riders like to put, like for example, fog lights on it, and they look really cool. So it's a good plus. Number 3. The motorcycle net. This is extremely useful. It's a must that every motorcycle owner should have. For me, this is a bit like a smartphone. Only people that don't have one don't know its true value. You can take an extra helmet with you, an extra backpack, a pack of beer, and some extra pants to go to work if it's gonna be cold when you come out. So this one costed me 7 euros around 10 years ago. It's always with me. I use it a lot, especially on bigger rides. It's very useful. Of course now they're a bit more expensive because inflation and whatever, but it's such a valuable item that it's worth every euro it costs. So even if they're 20 euros, 25, I would still say it's a really good bargain. So if you're a bit skeptical about it, I would advise you to try one for a month. It's not a big investment, just try it out. And if you don't like it, then just offer it to a friend of yours, like a birthday gift or whatever. Number 2, the phone holder, of course. We are in the age of the smartphone, so this is really a no-brainer. This one costed me around 20 euros 3 years ago. There's a lot of options, I think, for that price. Some a bit more, some a bit less. It depends on what you want. But yeah, it's a no-brainer. Everyone should have one, of course. If you don't, just buy one. Number 1. Finally, the single most valuable €1 I ever spent on my motorcycle is the clutch rubber protector. It seems a bit underwhelming, but it's really, really valuable for just €1. If you commute on your motorcycle, if you use it very often as I do, this €1 is gonna save you a lot of money, hundreds of euros on your shoe budget. And yes, I actually spent only 99 cents on my first shoe clutch thingy. Now I know they're a bit more expensive. When I got mine back in the day, my first one, like 12 years ago or so, It's something I never saw on any bike ever. I was just scrolling eBay and I saw this item and I thought, I have nothing to lose, it's almost for free. So I tried it. It was such a great item that I bought a lot of them to offer many of my friends. And it really saves your boots. And I know what you're thinking, Johnny, but can't you just wear a normal shoe protector like everyone else? Like this? Sure you can. This is actually, I would say it protects you a little bit better for your shoes. It's a bit thicker. But the thing is, you're gonna forget to use this. This is just around 15 euros. It's very useful as well. I would recommend you have one. But you're gonna forget. There's gonna be that day you just can't bother, or you forget it, or you're in a rush, whatever, and that thing in your clutch is always there, always. So it's a lifesaver. So I actually usually use both this one and the clutch one. The clutch one is always there. I know I can count on it. This one, I use it especially when I have nicer boots, when I go to work and I have to dress a little bit better. If you go to a wedding. So yeah, I recommend using both. Just try the other one out. I think now it's a more mainstream product because companies discovered that it actually has a lot of value. But I think you can still get them quite cheap online. Bonus items. I always like to have a small chain on my back so I can lock my helmet to my back if I want to walk around and not have my helmet with me. This is especially useful for you guys that don't like to have like a Pizzoli Delivery style top case with you. For many years I actually didn't have this dad top case with me and I always relied on my chain, and I really appreciate it and I really learned to give value to it. Now when I go on travels, usually my girlfriend also likes to stuff everything on the top case and have a lot of things there, so I also use this chain a lot to put my helmet there. Sometimes even in the city because 2 helmets and a backpack is already too much for a top case. This one costed me around 15 euros. You can also use it if you really need to lock your bike, like a disc brake, or to lock the cover of your motorcycle to your motorcycle. Just don't buy something that's so cheap that your grandmother can tear it apart with her own hands. Another bonus item, the tire repair kit and a simple toolbox. These ones speak for themselves as well. It's not a matter if you're gonna need it, it's when you're gonna need it. If you ride enough, you know you're gonna have a tire pierce at some point, it's inevitable. And the toolkit is also really useful for small repairs. I have these two for about 20 euros each for some years, and I got immense value for them over the years. Especially if you go on a larger bike ride outside of your city. They're very useful. Of course, you can also always choose to ride with a friend that has some of these. And if you run into trouble, just lean on your friend. But anyways, they're not very pricey. They don't take a lot of space. It's really useful. It's a lot of value for what they cost. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and see you on the next one. Ciao!